serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. Working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. Serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. Serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle working God. We serve a miracle. We serve a wonder. We serve a miracle working God.
A very good morning to you, our listeners today. My name is CITAM, and we are your hosts today. I'm with
Herazim.
and Trevor.
Nice. We are so super excited to be here as your hosts. Please remember, our listeners, all our viewers, to get a pen, a book, and the Bible as we're going to listen or to learn a lesson today. Make sure you take notes, because when you take notes, you're able to remember what we're going to talk about. Yeah, if I remember very well, previously we had a lesson. What could be the lesson that we learned previously?
The parable of the Good Samaritan.
And Trevor, is there anything that you learned from the lesson?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
Help the people who are in need.
Perazim?
To love one another.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, we learned about the parable of the Good Samaritan. Yes, this guy was so good. He found somebody who was lying down, beaten up, and then he helped him. He took him to the hospital, and then he paid all the bills. That was awesome. That is what God calls us to do as Christians. And today we have some amazing lessons that we're going to learn today. It's about the parable of the talents. I believe that you have learned about this lesson either at your school or in your churches. So today we are going to first define what a talent is. A talent is a special skill, ability that God has given each one of us. Remember that every one of you has a special talent, okay, or a skill that you need to work towards to benefit yourself, glorify God, and also others. And now, before we go into reading our verse or our full chapter today, we are going to first Hear what Perazim has to tell about the story.
A long time ago, there's a master with his servant, wanted to bless his servant. These were in form of money. He gave the first one 5 talents, the second one 2 talents, last he gave 1 talent. After sharing all the talents, he left for a long journey. When he came, he wanted to ask the servant to report of what happened with the talents he gave them. The servants with 5 talents worked hard and gained another talent, so he gave the master 10 talents. The second one, who gained 2 talents, worked hard and got another 2 to make 4. The last one became lazy and buried his talent. So when the master asked for his talent, he went and removed the talent and gave to the master. When the master saw it, the master was very angry with him. The master sent him away with nothing. That's the end of the story.
Thank you very much, Perazim. Indeed, this master was very generous. He gave his treasures to these 3 servants according to their strength and their ability. Perazim has told us that to one he gave 5 talents, and to the other he gave only 2 talents. And to the other one, the last one, he gave only 1 talent. These were so much treasures that he really loved and he gave to these servants, okay? And so he did not actually release them to work on the talents alone. He had to go on a long journey. But because he remembered that he had treasures he had kept somewhere, okay, he had to come back and get to know what happened to his talents. To his shock or to his surprise, one he gave to five talents, and the other he gave 2 talents, and the other one he gave 1 talent. He came to demand for a report, okay? When he came and asked the one for 5 talents, wow, he was so amazed. And he was so happy to find that he worked hard and he made other 5 talents, making it 10 talents. And so he was so happy. And then he went to the second one and he asked, please give me the talents that I gave you. And then he produced 2 and another 2 extra. That means that he worked hard. He went, either he invested it, maybe he did a business, and he got some more profits and added on the other 2 talents. And to the other one, remember, he did not do anything. He was not hardworking. What he did, actually, he just went and borrowed his talent. And what happened? He made a loss. He didn't make any profit. So when the master came to demand him his talent, he just went, dug, and then he brought him his 1 talent. Okay, and so he was not happy about that. He did not use his abilities, he did not use his skills to multiply the talent that he was given. And so, dear children, I believe that you have special talents that God has given you. All some assignments they have given you for you to perform. Sometimes you may say, this is too much for me. Oh, this is too much for me, Mom, you've given me this big assignment. No, we have learned that at the end of the story or the Bible, the chapter, we learn that when they were given the talents, they utilized them, they multiplied them. What did the master say? He said, thank you, faithful servant. And they were given more responsibilities. So if you're given something and you perform well, that is not the end. You are given more and more. And now, as you look through the chapter, that is Matthew 25, verse 14 to 30, the story of the parable, we see one of the key chapter, or one of the key verse, which is the verse 21, which says that the master was full of praise, and he said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, and so I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." So when we are entrusted with something and we do it well, we are also given much more, so that now our skills and abilities are polished up and they grow more and more. And now, if you can tell me, what have you learned personally, you as Parazim and Trevor, from this story?
Faithful, the two servants were faithful in using their talents.
Thank you very much. We see the aspect of being faithful. And then Parazim?
God gives talents according to our strength and abilities.
Yes, we see that every servant got his talent according to his ability. And then the other story, or the other lesson that we get from the story, is accountability. Okay? They did not go and multiply the talents, but they also came back and gave a report. They were accountable of what they were given. The other lesson that we get from the parable of the story of the talents is hard work. Okay? They worked hard towards their goal. And the last one that we get from the story of the parable was endurance. Okay? I don't believe they just went and everything was good. They made business and all was fine. I believe they encountered challenges. They encountered so many problems. And so they endured. Okay? They endured the whole situation. Now, Perazim and Trevor, if you're given a talent, what would you use the talent for?
I will try to be faithful as I use my talent.
I will not hide the talent God gave me. I will make sure I use it for His glory.
Good. Our talents are supposed to be used for the glory of God, not for our own selfish desires. Okay? And now, back to our viewers. If you're given a talent, you're listening to us, you're seeing us, please tell us, how would you utilize or use your talent? You may not give me the answer today, but if you're listening or if you're viewing us, please list down some of the techniques you're going to use to utilize the talent that is being given to you. In that way, you're able to do what? To be accountable and know exactly what your talent may produce. And then remember also, before listing down some of the techniques you're going to use to utilize your talent very well, make sure that you pray and ask God, how am I going to use this talent? How am I going to use this skill? First of all, to glorify God and also to bless the people around us. Yes, as we're coming to the close of our lesson today, we have a memory verse. And I would love Trevor to read us the memory verse of today. Welcome, Trevor.
For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them.
Good. We are God's workmanship. We are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works. Not that, for good works. Meaning that we are created to do greater things. We are created to use our skills for greater things. We are created to use our skills to make things, to create things that can help us, that can help our community, that can help our nation, Kenya, that can help our families. The talents and the giftings that we may have, all may have accumulated in terms of wealth, is not for only our selfish desires. It is also to build and to benefit others. Now, as we are closing right now, what would you tell your friends out there how to use their talents?
I will try to be faithful as I use my talents.
Good. But now that is you as Perazim. What can you tell your other friend who is there and has a talent that is not worked on at all?
I will try to tell you use your talent well as the five one use their talents to make another 10.
Good. Thank you very much. Perazim is saying that please make sure that you work hard towards your talent, as the one who was given the 5 talent was able to produce 5 more. Yeah, thank you very much. We have come to the closing or the end of our lesson today. Today I was with Perazim and
Trevor.
thank you very much and God bless you. Bye.
Bye.